Hey, personality students, welcome to Module 12. Module 12 is about stress adjustment and health differences. So we're going to be talking about some healthy and unhealthy traits that we have and how that can be influenced by our personality. So the first thing that I want to do is click into here, go over your learning objectives, of course, and our read and review. I have one video, and this has to do with personality disorders. So this just strictly has to do with the 10 different types of personality disorders, because we do learn about that in this chapter. For those of you who took 101, we kind of learned a little bit about personality disorders in that class, but this really kind of expands a little bit more in depth. For personality disorders, we have different clusters. We have cluster A, B, and C, and they go from like odd, bizarre, different personality disorders to a little bit more maybe neurotic. And you can kind of see how those change from different cluster to cluster. Maybe you know someone in your life who has a personality disorder, or maybe you yourself has a personality disorder. Personality disorders are actually more common than you think. And a lot of people love to say everyone is narcissistic nowadays. You can have traits of a personality disorder without actually having the full-blown personality disorder. And remember, you need to have all of the different traits in the DSM to actually have that specific personality disorder. So just watch it, look at it, and maybe you can start identifying people that have at least the traits for some of these. And some of them are more fun and comical, and some of them are a little bit more concerning if you do have them, but nothing that we all can't get over, at least, get on with and deal with day to day. All right, so make sure you watch that. And then in our assignments, we have a few different things to do in here. We have our discussion question, our quiz, and then we have an activity that I'll get to in a minute. So let's go over our discussion first, and hopefully we can kind of dive into that and explain it a little bit more. You're going to watch a video in here. So you're going to have the first personality disorder, and then you're going to have this physical health that kind of goes along with personality. So you're going to watch this that kind of talks about different traits that link to the big five. And you're going to kind of compare that to your own 16 personality test that you took before. Okay. So I'm going to ask you, are the personality characteristics linked to each trait accurate based on your own personality results? So after you watch the video, this would make a little bit more sense. But just make sure that you kind of go over your results from your personality test if you kind of need the refresher on some of the things listed there. And then you're going to think about the different types of behaviors that are associated with greater health. Now, which aspects of personality are linked most clearly with these healthier behaviors? Okay, so you're going to kind of list those. And then how does your physical and mental health affect your own personality? Okay, and then do you believe that other people's perceptions of your own physical health and your body type can change your personality in different situations? And if you say yes, then give an example, explain. If you say no, then of course provide an example and explain. All right, so that's going to be your discussion. Make sure you have at least one APA reference in there as usual. All right, so now if we go back to our assignments, you're going to see the quiz. Then you're going to see this different personality, assignment. So when we click on this, it's going to lead you to this page. What you're going to do is you're going to download this document, and then you're going to answer it. Before I pull this up, I want you to click on this link, and this is going to lead you to this website. If you kind of scroll down, you're going to see this. At first, you're going to scroll down, and you can go ahead and click on your personality type. Right? And this is going to be from the 16 personalities. I know it's not exactly the same because this is Myers-Briggs, but it's close enough to what you guys scored on the 16 personalities. Once you click on one, you can scroll down and you can see how each of them is listed. All right. So it's going to give you some sort of, issue that maybe you have in terms of your unhealthy habit or your bad habit that you have with your personality. And it's going to give you some solutions as to maybe how to fix that. Okay. So as an example, if you're an ISFJ, they can be more focused on not being seen in a negative light. So maybe they're more obsessed with details about their lives and their appearances. And then that's going to then have an impact on them. So how are you going to deal with that? You're going to have a solution. All right, so that's kind of what you're going to find from this. Now, when you open up this document right here, it's going to take you to here. Okay, so you're going to list your personality type, and then you're going to describe your 3 personality weaknesses, which is going to be from your 16 personalities, as well as that article that I just shared with you. Okay, so list your 3 biggest personality weaknesses, and then you're going to look at that this website in terms of how to break it. So if we click on this again, it goes back to the same link. Were the claims correct? And then you're going to say yes or no. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how accurate were the findings? And you can rate this. So if you think it's like a 7, you can either like bold it, you can highlight it, whatever you want to do. And this is from inaccurate all the way to accurate. And then you're going to list 3 possible solutions to address your 3 major personality weaknesses. You can put them here. And then in the next section, you're going to basically do the same thing, but you're going to do it with a significant other. Okay. Now, if you don't have a significant other, then go ahead and use a friend or family member. All right. You're going to obviously have them take the 16 personality test and then look at that article as well. Same thing, going to have them fill out this stuff, or you're going to fill it out for them. And then the third part is a little bit different because it's going to be specific to a teenager. Now, people seem to freak out on this. If you do not have a son, a daughter, a sibling, a cousin, a niece or a nephew, anyone in your life that's a teenager that cannot take this for whatever reason, then just go ahead and find another person to fill out the same thing from above. Okay. This can be a friend, it can be a family member, whatever. If you have a teenager in your life, this might be fun because they can take the 16 personalities test. And this is a little bit different because if you click on this, these are specifically to teens. And you can have them look at this and kind of go through it. And it's a little bit different. Okay. So each teenager is going to be a little bit different in terms of what is listed here. And not just because they haven't fully developed. So it's going to be a little bit, different in terms of like what they're going to be looking at. And then of course you can do the same thing. All right. So make sure you do it for yourself. If you have a significant other, do it for them. If not, you can use a friend or a family member. And then go ahead and use a teenager. If you don't have a teenager, use another friend or family member. As long as you just have it filled out with 3 different people, one of them including yourself, then you should be good to go. Other than that, though, you're just going to have your discussion that we went over and then your quiz, and you should be all set for this module. I hope you guys have a fun time kind of looking at maybe the weaknesses that you have and then possible ways to kind of improve or fix that. All right. It all just helps with, learning more about yourself and being more introspective. All right. Well, have a good time, and I will see you guys in the next module.